Hello, today I'm going to show a demo of an AI-based LIMS for IoT management of lab devices. Now this is a demo using Model Context Protocol. And a little bit of background, what is a LIMS? Well, a LIMS is a system that manages data in a lab. And so the main components of a LIMS are there's a database keeping track of samples, and then there are interfaces to various devices that process the samples. And what I've done is reimagined this using Model Context Protocol and Claude. And so we're going to have three MCP interfaces, one to a database, another one to a preparation instrument that's simulated here, and another one to an analyzer instrument that will also be simulated. What I'll show is interacting with this LIMS through natural language and a prompt. The prompt is the stored context of the background of what a LIMS is and what our workflow is and what we want out of it. Now our demo is going to consist of 4 steps. Entering sample information, running the preparation step and collecting the data, running the analyzer step and collecting output data, and then generating a nice output table of the results. Okay, so let's get started. So I've got my Claude interface. This window is going to show the output of the preparation instrument. This window will show the output of the analyzer instrument. And we're going to ask Claude to use our integration that is the LIMS demo. Now the LIMS demo prompt gives the context of what a LIMS is, what we want our workflow to do, and also defines our input samples. So we'll just get started with this. Okay, Claude has received the input data, and now it's using MCP to access my database tool. And it's asking for my permission. Can I access the SQLite tool? I say yes. Now, Claude has been told to create a table if it doesn't exist, and it checked that the table's there, and it's going to enter some data with my input samples. And the input samples were in the prompt that were written for this demo. Okay. Now Claude wants to check the data. I'm going to allow that too. Okay, Claude says, I've created the table with 4 samples. The workflow described by the prompt also asks for confirmation of the samples, and that's what Claude has shown me here, that the samples were entered and they have an attached piece of data, their mass. And Claude is saying, would you like me to proceed? Yes, please proceed. Okay, now the preparation step consists of sending the sample data to the preparation instrument that's simulated here and collecting the results. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Claude is asking to use the preparation tool. The preparation tool is the interface to the IOT bridge of the preparation instrument, or the simulated. It's going to be allowed for this step. Okay. So the preparation step is preparing the samples. Preparation here, it attaches a tag, kind of a genomic tag, and the prep step either passes or fails. Claude has created another table and inputted that data. Okay, now it's asking me, would you like to proceed with the analysis step? I'll say, yes, please proceed. Please proceed. And I've examined this data and it all looks good. Okay, so now Claude is using MCP to talk to the analyzer. First, it's going to ask for permission to do that. And here you'll see it talking to the analyzer. The analyzer produces output file names and a metric. And finally, the prompt instructs Claude how to create a table or what the table is supposed to include in a workflow report. And here's the workflow report. And it says, please generate it. I'm very polite when I talk to Claude. Okay, Claude's generating a React component. It's inlining the data that it's extracted from the database. And it's going to write the code to generate the table. All right, here's our workflow report. You can see the sample names, the input mass. Here, I'm going to publish this and make a bigger version. Okay, here's our workflow report. So the workflow report, the input step collected the sample name and an input mass. In the output workflow report, I asked it to graph the input mass as a bar chart, showing the relative magnitude for easy reference to the different sizes. It illustrates the tag attached to each sample, the status from the preparation step, and I asked for it to be in color, and it created this. And then it collects the output file that the analyzer produced along with a metric. All right, that is it. That is our workflow demo. I hope you've enjoyed it. I think it's pretty remarkable what's going on here. The context information about what a LIMS does and what our workflow should consist of has been captured by a natural language, by a prompt, and we've used model context protocol to talk to external services and IoT devices. So in this demo, we talked to a database, and we had two separate interfaces to simulated instruments using model context protocol. All right, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.